much more influential kills. But we'll see what Fame and company can do.
You gonna stream if you just tuned in? I'll be right back.
To Draza, the pick through, the trade through. Out of the hard point, they go for a second from the top rope. It's Diamond Con, and Joe, Diamond Con's been really great for this team so far.
No, yes, he's been like the #1 player stats-wise. I mean, there was all sort of the LAG, transition after the first event at Pro-Am last year. It was kind of everybody but him got at it with Arsities. But people are like, Diamond Con, he's been insane in challengers these last couple of years. He needs his chance, and he's showing out. We saw him in Cold War. Even the one stage in New York, they played really, really well with him. He's just been in some tough situations.
He has. It's exciting to see him back in it. Now, what can these guys do? They've got a narrow lead. That's going to disappear, though, in a matter of moments. There, the lead change comes in. FaZe now back out in front. So the pressure to Diamond and Assault here at the edge to try and win the fight. It's going to get the trophy out of the mix. Maybe some added utility to go through. One trade in, but you still have Celium set up. Nice shots from Estriel. Nice shots. That's a big play. It's a big opening. Into the hard point they go. But Estriel picking Cell off the heady. Maybe the biggest kill, but unfortunately the close spots there for FaZe. You're able to battle right back through. Maybe create a little bit of chaos there for a moment if you're Gorillas.
Yeah, but right away they realized no trophy, right? They took care of that trophy. They're gonna nade Sim, now try to find this last kill on a BZ. They do just that, so still a very close game as the rest of FaZe trying to pinch through. Was Celium through that server room towards the middle of the map. P5 about to spawn on up, and Celium, he's trying to flip these spawns. For the next half of this game, the pistol goes for the reach out, does get taken down. But look at Fame here, might be the one player to deal with this. And does, takes down a BZ. Does he expect Draza? Not so much.
And what's been interesting about this FaZe team so far, I know we haven't seen them on sub-base in official matches, but where we've talked about this team for so long, Joe, it's been what? Like, from MW 2019. Great at breaking, not so great at holding. Great at breaking, not so great at holding. It's been frustrating to watch them at times. So far this year, they've been great at holding, not so great at breaking. It's like it's flipped on its head.
Yeah, it could just be the nature of the game, right?
True.
Some of the maps that you are playing, you don't have as many break opportunities. You need some nades to come in, but yeah, obviously it's definitely going to be something they're always strong
It's
at.
just interesting because it's been the opposite for so long.
I think if you had a more sub meta, you have a BZ and Sim on your team, you're probably going to break a couple more hits.
True. That's a very good point. And we'll see how this title maybe changes over time. Yeah, it's been very, very AR heavy, that's for sure. But listen, FaZe let this one through knowing Gorillas would be a test. This has been their best hard point. Curious to see how both would look after the changes. And right now it's Gorillas. They've got the lead. They're looking strong. And this is one, you really flip this series on its head if you're able to get a win here in the map one. A lot of pressure on Gorillas. Because so far, I mean, your losses have been, they're tough ones, man. You lost to Ultra, you lost to New York. You lose to FaZe, man, it's about as good as looking at 1-3 as it can be.
Yeah, tough schedule. And Estriel right now, 15-7. I mean, he's been great in control, not so great in hardpoint. I think he's, a top 3 damage dealer in control so far, but in the league, but now really bringing it here on this sub base. You can see the way FaZe is playing it right from the start of that P1. I mean, just playing very passive, but basically what happens, you hang on to the hill, and now you're able to push on through. LAG, they are up just about 50 points. Let's go to Elicit with the Gorillas.
Out of right, front flat, hold it. Alright, I'm just living. I'm
Top
playing.
right, yeah.
Top me two,
Top
BG, top me two,
right.
BG.
Top fast and old.
I stand up, top fast,
He's on so, he's on so.
He's up to you.
He jumped out dark.
P5.
P5.
I'm trying to step.
He's P2
I
flash.
just
one out.
He's top of me on one shot. And he's coming back. All good. Fair time here.
Yeah, I'm
All good.
You're P5 out pipes.
Alright, I'm trying to
pipes together.
Yeah.
It's fight P, I think. I'm twice. I'm saying
Heard.
Good job,
I'm gonna go right now.
Set him.
Nice job.
Top P2 windows.
I don't see
Glass.
P2 windows
Back
challenge.
in.
Yeah, I don't see P2 challenge.
Let me
Middle,
I got
nice,
I got
two.
in. I'm hitting him.
He's top P2 window.
Top P2 window. Jump down.
Go fist it.
Deep left flame.
Heard.
He's low secret.
Nice.
Top P2 window, right?
Kill him.
Heard.
Secret last one. Bring me up.
On the left side.
Nice guys.
Nice job.
You gotta be your outer. You watch out.
Watch your watch.
Yeah, we mid.
I got naded.
I'm gonna go mid alley right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Jump is dead. So we're gonna window dead.
I thought you outer mid.
Outer left. I'm out mid, okay?
Step out, I can help you. I'm trying to stop. I got you. I'm
Let's
trying
go
to stop.
P5 now.
He could be laying down on top. Yeah, he is.
Crossing pipe. They're crossing
I
pipe.
got
Flat.
I believe it was Diamond Con at one moment in that, just kind of a frustrating situation. He was sort of like, we're all good, guys. All good. Stay calm. Leads to a great
Hey, yo, thank you for liking the stream. Appreciate the love. Thank you.
on the sip, and then
Hope y'all are enjoying the no ads.
they're able to break it. Now you have this
After this hard point, I'm gonna up the quality. I'm gonna try to.
pressure that they need. That is gonna be 3 dead.
Here, I know this is probably. Oh, sorry about that. Yo, my thing is like, it's probably tweaking because of the capture on it. But I'm trying to like, okay, it's really delayed, bro. I don't know why. Sorry about that. It's like really laggy for me. Like when I'm clicking, I don't know. It's like YouTube in general.
At least like with the way that it played. Now, yeah, you can put teams in the blender. When you talk about being able to absolutely annihilate people, that also means
we'll just leave it right here.
Wild point swings. But the way this looks right now, not going to need any crazy ones. It's going to basically be a tie game at the end of this. Now with the read in the corner, it will be Draza.
Okay, FaZe is coming back.
Once again.
Look like they were down like a lot. Oh, they got the CDL skins out now. Let's go.
Trophy out into the point, nearly able to get to the box corner, but can't quite get there. Diamond Con with 2 big ones. Make it 3. Diamond Con light them up in the hard point, taking the trophy out as well.
Yeah, not shooting the bodies, just taking out the trophies. That is very important to deal with those lethals and tacticals coming into play. But again, yeah, Draza is hoping that he gets that break. He's trying to get onto that hill, but Diamond Con goes big.
There's got to be a trade there, right? There's got to be a trade there.
You're hoping for at least one. Now you have 3 dead yet again. LAG trying to get to that 200-point club. Now a 5 spree for Diamond. He's up to 25 and 13. Yeah, FaZe spawning out. Not where they want to be. You see Assault. He's cutting off that OB. But they're going to try to flip, for this P5, going to that P1. But LAG in firm control. There is that cruise.
What a sequence here from Diamond Con. Yeah, the streak now to work with over the 215-point mark. Next hard point and getting ready to pop. All the pressure on FaZe now for a break. And a hold. If they're able to get set up inside, just looking for the kills on the outskirts, are able to do that so far. If you are FaZe, that'll be 3 in a row. Esriel not quite able to finish the kill around the edge. So now FaZe will be inside. Now it's going to be the streak. I think I saw a trophy in the point, so I believe you're good on that side.
Yeah, see, they gotta hit deep.
Let's get land at top. Trophy not gonna matter. Hits the roof, takes the player out of the point. The pressure to FaZe once again.
They're still in a bad position. LAG is.
Look to hold Joe.
Yeah, as soon as
that's good that they got him out of P2 though. Holy crap, this is looking bad for FaZe.
Tough timing, right?
Yeah, just a tough time. Those players get aggressive, but it's not with the cruise. Maybe it's just with the Gunny. They did a little map control off of that. Now you're in the hill up to 223. Just fighting for map position. Celium up top 3. Trying to lock this down with Draza, who's up top Snow, and there's going to be that mid-map control. So not out of this quite yet.
Now we're in that conversation of these clutch moments that FaZe struggled with a lot last year. And over the past couple of years, they've been very good this year. The close moments, they've stepped it up where they would falter before. Another chance here for a big clutch from Atlanta FaZe, but down 20. Still the pressure on them to make the play.
You might need that. I mean, you need a couple.
Oh, what a spot by Sim.
There is the trade on out. And I thought with the 2 kills, maybe the map control, the map positioning would flip on its head, but it does not. It's clutch kills on a FaZe. A BZ now on the point. Fame locking down this heading, getting that info. But you just tell just the way this game has slowed down. How does LAG want to move on forward? Maybe it's a breakthrough this side of the map, and that's going to be it. They're going to try to push through P2.
Here they go. FaZe 3-0 and hard points decided by 30 points. Those close ones they've been able to take, but Assault wants no part of it. Through with 2 kills, hit the 230 mark, up 7, and contesting the point, but FaZe able to get back in behind the kill from Sim. Now 10 seconds to go. We take a look to the other side of the map on the minimap. You see number 5.
This is crazy. Wait, FaZe is gonna have it. Oh, FaZe is gonna have it.
Next hard point ready to pop. Draw's gonna get the kill. Able to do so.
Yeah, you had Draza just kind of lurking and waiting.
Oh, that's trolling.
Still, though, the players to the front did that break. Now, Atlanta FaZe with the lead. Those clutch kills coming in. Then it's going to be a 3 dead, and you see where they spawns. Now you cannot get staggered. You have to slow
BZ,
down
we just went rogue.
It's going to be difficult to do, but now you got to go as a squad, but that might just be it. These new spawns, they help Atlanta FaZe behind the break. There's one more push. Not going to be enough. Atlanta FaZe, they clutch up.
Wow, they just went on that P2. Wow.
Atlanta FaZe now 4-0 in hard points, decided by 30 points or less.
FaZe is just icy, bro.
Year after year.
Wow.
So far, so good in those big moments.
All right, let's see if it's like gonna lag still here.
We didn't know if Subbase was going to make it in.
Look, see how laggy that is, stream? I don't know.
It looks solid
Maybe
on.
it's
We're not really
because
sure
I'm
the
like
changes that came
capturing
in.
it.
It gets in and it's a banger.
But I
here
swear
from
it wasn't
Apple.
like that last
250 to
time.
230. Joe, what pops out on the stats page?
I mean, nothing. I mean, you know, there's not much.
Oh, I'm watching it in 1440, brother.
Simp, right? He continues to
Okay, we could just do
have this
1080.
stellar year, but with a game
Because I'm
that
streaming in
closes down,
1080. I don't need to watch
obviously
it.
on the other side, Fame
That's
15 and
probably
27, but it was Estriel and Damicon, what they were doing
why.
early on. Yeah, I think the one thing that stands out to me is just kind of maybe that P1, P2 at the end right there.
All right, let's catch up. And then what I'll do
That's not the same
now.
as pubs for you guys watching at home. 2KD. Listen, we're talking about the esports side of it. Usually, a 1.2 in a mode's like good. That's very, very good.
Oh, it's very good.
Very good, yeah. Which sounds maybe kind of not great if you play pubs. But in this, with the level of players you have, 1.2 is fantastic. He's the only player in the league right now that has a 1.2 in every single
All
mode.
right,
Hardpoint,
stream. What I'm
control,
gonna do?
search. Just dropping
Don't
1.2s.
panic. I'm
That is very, very
gonna
impressive.
stop and start the stream.
It's early in
It's
the
gonna
year, but so far,
improve
it
the
seems like
quality
this
of the
man,
stream.
this game, he's feeling himself.
Yeah,
Guy's
I mean,
back in his bag.
I want as
Yeah,
much as
running
possible
the,
for you guys. Or wait, I might not have had to do it. It says. Oh, okay. It should be updated now then.
Seems very comfortable in
Sweet.
his title. But LAG, they came out swinging. It was kind of right around here, where you have this extra time, and I don't know, it put some pressure on you early in this P1, but they give up that break. Draza, he stayed alive the entire time in the back, but right through the middle of the map. Goes Atlanta phase, they get that break, and then you saw those spawns come in. It's deep, and if one or two players just gets caught in the middle of the map, that entire push is staggered. It's difficult to break that P2.
How big of a deal? I mentioned sort of the clutch thing throughout the course of the end of that one. You were very frustrated watching FaZe at times the past couple of years, and they crumble in those big moments in Hardpoint. I know it's only like 4 times. It's early in the year, but how big is it like mentally, just to win some of those clutch matches?
Kind of lagging.
I mean, I think it helps, but I feel like this title just kind of has those situations.
A lot of close games.
Yeah, I think really what we're touching on is you're hearing scrim results, you're hearing these guys are blowing people out of the water, and then you're watching it's like 250 to 240 every single time. You're like, yeah, this doesn't look like a team that's actually dominating. They should be the #1 team in the league. But yeah, I think this title, yeah, you're clutching on up, but it feels like those close games are going to happen no matter what.
It's just been like every series has been close. Like we were trying to figure out where like tier rankings go. I'm like, my mind changes every day.
Yeah. Still not even a major one yet. It's okay.
Yeah, no, we still have a lot to learn. That's for sure. Teams are going to get a lot better.
It's super laggy. Hang on. I'll fix it.
A lot of team changes to come through, I'm sure. But
game changes, meta changes.
Yeah, lots of changes. Listen, if that's one thing Call of Duty has very different than other esports with a different title every year is change. That is probably the biggest synonym to go with Call of Duty esports is change. It's always changing. But we get ready now for the map 2 search and destroy.
It should be less laggy. Sorry for that stream. I'm trying to figure out the best quality to watch it in
FaZe
before we get going with these other games.
It's just weirdly like not been great in search. And does it surprise you a bit just with his history and how much time he puts into it?
I mean, I guess it surprises me a little bit.
Does it matter though when they're winning?
I mean, it doesn't, but I guess maybe you want him a little bit more comfortable on some of these maps. But I just think no matter what, if you look at this trio, whether it's RC, Slasher, and someone's not going to get kills in search and destroy, right? Like you're just going to have a couple of bad timings, you're going to have a couple of bad maps, and that's what happens in search. But you playing with this trio, there's just not enough kills on the map all the time in search and destroy. So it's just going to happen.
Yeah, I think the core is always going to be a threat in search.
Yep.
They have been since day one. For LAG, though, I mean, how do you try to attack that? You know, you're probably going up against a team that is better than you in search and destroy. How do you try to beat a team in that scenario?
Yeah, I think on one hand, one thing I was surprised by with LAG is sort of like the control has been the one mode that's kept them in a lot of these series, right? That high-rise control, that's how they were able to win it. You know, with New York, you're extending that series. Maybe you think you can win that series.
We knew we weren't going to see that here, though.
I feel like their search and destroy should be a little bit better. We'll see. They had a couple of weeks off. Maybe if this is improved.
Well, yeah, I guess that's a big question mark for us, too. You know, you have the weeks off. I know there was probably a stretch where there were probably week and a half of no scrims, nothing, right? Like everyone's visiting family, doing their thing. But then you get back in the lab, and it's like, okay.
Some teams might just go put that time in.
Sure, that's true.
I mean, maybe you have a couple of days off. Some teams may just be scrimming AMs. I mean,
I judge it all by how much time I get with Crowder on Warzone before he has to go to scrims. And when I get to play with him longer, I know he doesn't have scrims. That's
true.
That's how I judge it. Is Crowder available to be my friend or not? Or is he in the lab with the boys? Well, map 2. We are ready to hop into it. LAG looking to answer back. It's another tough loss. They've had a lot of them. They've had some tough matchups, but they've had so many close maps, so many close series. Looking to fight back here now in the search and destroy. On offense first, it will be Atlanta FaZe sending it out to mid-map. What do you guess? It's aBeZy looking to get into the action early, and there's the first blood from aBeZy.
I just like seeing the CDL operator.
I didn't do that.
Got the,
Oh, he just went through
camos,
mid.
The operator.
Oh, looks very sexy, Joe.
It does. I'm digging it.
Nice play.
There's going to be that first blood. aBeZy's going to
Hey,
find the
aBeZy
second.
just won them that round, by the way.
Bomb being planted at B right away.
You can get those in the store, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Sure. Simp with another. Last one up, Estriel. Good luck with that gunfight. Not going to be able to take it. It's aBeZy with the opener. I think follows with the second as well. Pretty clean there from FaZe in the opener.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times when we've been watching, throughout the league, Karachi Search, it feels like that first blood just really tells a tale. I mean, it doesn't always, because sometimes it's just traded right away, but the Karachi we've casted,
Well,
it just starts the dominoes.
yeah, it's like the non-traded first blood. Those ones, for sure. There's always something bothered me, even early when I started casting Search. Like, such a difference between first bloods. You can have 6 of them, but they can all be very, very different. Just traded instantly, yeah. Not quite the same, but that was a clean one from aBeZy. Leads to a round win. You've got one man playing the island on the other side. That'll be Fame. Fame's going to maybe have a one-on-one with Simp on the other end of it, but
I think he's just over there throwing nades. I think you kind of saw the white arrows kind of going back and forth. They're not really sure where this push is quite yet. Now
playing
you
that
have
lurk
Draza.
roll. Just maybe catch somebody.
Yeah, throw some nades, cause a rotation. Now Draza from top satellite. He's going to have the info, but there is that first blow we just talked about. And now you have this bomb down.
Now, Fame's probably going to have another fight on the other end of it with Celium. Can they deal with Fame? They have to worry about him. They got to deal with Fame first. There's 2 players trying to find him right now. Not going to happen. Fame doing so well in this lurk roll, playing the offside, still dancing with death. Finally going to drop now a 2v3. 30 seconds to go to FaZe to try and get this retake. It's Diamond Khan. It's been a hero for this squad so far. Does he have another one in the bag? Not going to be the case.
Oh.
Draza's going to snap, and he's going to put him down. Now 2 versus 2. 15 to go. Draza back to full HP, and they are hunting. Time is dwindling. Another fight. It's Draza popping with the pistol. Draza will drop 1 versus 1. Not enough time. That'll do it.
That sucks.
Able to stay up top 3. They'll win the round.
Yeah, you're hoping maybe Celium is a bit closer so he can hop the bomb, because Assault's just... Draza's weak from that gunfight. Assault's going to peek for half a second, puts a couple of bullets in him, and takes down Draza. A heck of a retake attempt, but as you said, that round starts with Fame. He's going over to that bomb site, throwing a couple of nades, putting just some noise, some audio for the defensive side. Maybe this is a hit towards his bomb site.
Live in Discord or no? No, I can.
Yeah, so
I can be though.
Sometimes it's
I was just gonna chill and do it
How much
here.
time is he going to waste? Even if he doesn't get the second kill, but he wastes another 15 seconds, that might win the
Nah,
round.
nah, they take up too much of my internet, bro.
It's such a different role compared to the other 3, like playing kind of that lurk. Because aBeZy's sort of the
Yeah,
guy,
I'm just chilling. It's just me, bro.
You see on the minimap, but he's just sort of sprinting forward. He doesn't really lurk. He's more like a sledgehammer.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm going to run down the middle of the map.
Let's go,
Run
LEG.
at you, but as that has happened, we're quickly into a 1-on-2 for Fame.
I hear you.
Going up against Draza and Simpin. Well, he's
Uh-oh.
going to catch you.
GG.
Great timing, you're a bad one. There is the first, can't find the second. They were stacking. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, if he knows the second's that tight, I mean, maybe he can hit like a nasty slot and timing with like the pillar and do something nuts. But now you see it from Sim's POV. He didn't really have a shot. He was dead. I thought for a moment there was an opening, but no, the trade is there. They're grouped
Bro,
up.
FaZe is always holding hands, bro.
Saw easy. I mean,
Can't
those
believe they
nades
don't
over
know
the
this
top
by
sort of
now.
Stop that mid push, and he just finds the timing on the Estriel, crossing over to A, takes that first gun.
Diamond Con looking good.
But it was a good call by LG.
Yeah, he is looking
3 players
good.
Over towards B, just kind of waiting for that push, and they were in the right
He's been in and out of the league, man.
Just the numbers.
That's gotta
not on
suck,
their
bro.
side.
Getting yanked out and getting put back in, getting yanked out
LG,
again.
Bit of a 2-2 split.
Now he's back in.
Sim showing you some jump spots. Just
See, I tried to do that jump spot and somebody rushed arches and just fried me, bro.
Now we hop out.
See, if Fame would have hit that faster from arches, he'd have caught Sim.
They were thinking this was a B hit with how slow this was and the info that he had, and now Fame is all the way through. Did Celium, the way Cell is looking, maybe they heard that. They know something is up, and somehow Fame gets 2 kills.
Yeah, they got bombed down.
Simp
That's
got his mark
GG.
At the beginning of this, he's the one that's going to open it up. Fames is still trying to find maybe that opener. He gets one, but it's going to have to be a 1 versus 4 with 40 to go. Bomb down towards that A site. Good luck. Now, Famous had some moments. He's
Can't
4-3.
lose any more 2v1s. Gotta play real close together. I know.
But you know the
I
situation
know,
you're
bro.
in right now if you're FaZe. But they are split enough. At least he might be able to isolate Simp. But it seems like he's tracking back to the boys now. Make sure he gets traded. Simp is playing for the info. He's going to get gunned. Time, though,
I'm
is
like,
so short.
I
You
don't
have
know.
15
I'm always
seconds.
tweaking about like if they're like behind us and they just get a free double kill.
Just trying to find anything, a miracle, but not going to happen. They both chow, FaZe win that round. And it's a bit of an odd one. I mean, you had timings kind of all over the place. It felt like FaZe thought.
Oh, yeah, like
it was
setups?
over towards that B side.
I'd be down to like look at some setups.
Fame gets through, but then
I mean, that's kind of what I like. What I watch on
FaZe.
here for is for like looking for setups and stuff. You'll definitely find some 2v2s like situations in here.
It's a
for sure.
3-1. Outside of the Fame first.
Okay,
it's
now-
pretty much been FaZe. Rolling in that regard. 4-1 start from Celium. BZ, he's been right up the gut. I mean, the 2 offensive rounds he's had, he's found the first blood in both.
So right down the middle of the map again.
This time he's got a little help, a little different.
Hitting
Not that
mid
ISO,
again.
He's still sending a yes, and almost a third first
Oh, he just
blood.
shot at his
BZ
teammate.
Snaps onto his teammate. My guy's twisted.
Yeah, well, that happens.
Celium
LG
here
getting
is so
right through. They were hoping to isolate maybe that one player over towards A, but the reinforcements
funny,
are here
John,
now.
bro.
To help out Estriel is a BZ, the last player alive, and nice round at LAG.
Hey, I'm gonna go get some food. I'll be right back.
That push was. I love the trophy down, the utility for FaZe. They're cutting off that player up top, Tim, trying to deal with the one player going towards Mail or towards that bus, crossing to the bomb. But the reinforcements were there so fast for LAG.
Well, I did a good job. Just so I forget who it was, the first player that kind of got chopped. Maybe just staying alive.
Stay alive, yeah.
Like, he's found that opener, back-to-back offensive rounds. He had the read, but you stayed alive. Then you had the numbers. Great job there from Grills. That's a big round. You bring it within 2-3. You're within a round. Things were starting to spiral a little bit, maybe. FaZe looking to run away with the search and destroy. It's not going to be the case anymore. Fame leading the way of all players. He's got 7. Diamond, who's been, you know, the best player really for this Gorillas team from a statistics standpoint. He's 1-5 right now in search, but we'll see if he can pick it up over the course of the upcoming rounds. Bomb in the hand of Gorillas. They're working towards B. And once again, it's Fame, though. We'll keep an eye on that number 2. In that kind of lurk role in the offsite, he was able to find a pick on to Simp. I believe last time he does it again. So Fame this time takes out a BZ. He's doing such a good job in this role.
Look at Estriel, man.
Just
He's
keeping them
lost on the
distracted,
map.
Wasting time on the opposite
He's
side
clueless on the map,
We'll
bro.
get traded a little bit faster this time from Simp. So very different round than we saw a couple rounds ago.
Yeah, the problem is while that was happening, yeah, he finds the first blood. The 2 players in Draws and Cells, they waited. They had a stun inside a market. That gave them the info. This is a B hit. But the bomb does get planted, so we're in a 3.
Yeah, FaZe is on this, bro.
And yeah, much quicker trade from Simp may be the key here.
Yes, because last time, you ran out of time, right? It came down to a 1v1. You didn't have time to make the play. Now maybe you do. If you're FaZe on the retake. But they are getting ready to go. Over to Estriel's POV we go. The fight's going to come in. It's going to be Draza with the shots in. 3v2 now for FaZe. 20 to go. Looking for the angles assault. Diamond able to get one. He's going to get picked up. Just getting shot and tagged to the back. Not having the line of sight you need. Diamond still up, though. Time is
Bang.
dwindling. Beams there onto Simp. Last person's there for the trade, and the time was everything. That's why I said it. I was like, that might be the difference. And it literally was. If you had, 7 to 10 less seconds, you lose this round. But Simp able to get the trade more efficiently onto Fame. They had the time to work the 3v3. They get the round win.
Not even 7. If you had 2.7 seconds,
Yeah.
you lose that round. But a heads-up play from FaZe, a nice 3-on-3 retake. I mean, Simp, they push through market, find that first player, and has the heads-up to wrap back towards those stairs and know there's going to be a player top 3. And he's the one to first chow, that player on the bridge. Because if Celium dies there, I don't know if Simp's going to have time to get on that bomb. So, nice.
Assault got horrible timing. That's the second time he's got
So the first
really
2
bad
rounds they
timing.
found success on was sort of a B. He
This
just
game.
up the gut by himself. The other 3 working towards B. That
He
looks
did
like
earlier
what they're
on.
gonna get back to.
Round 1.
Easiest sitting out, trying to find the 1v1. He's found it.
Oh, you got a dip, Abiz? You got a dip, bro? Oh, he gets that one. Okay, okay. That's risky, bro.
First blood.
That's risky. Ooh, wee.
LG have sent 3 this way. You saw the trophies down, but he still got stunned. Probably pops midair. They know he's behind that cinder block.
But he
He's
gets
able to
that
take
blood,
him
bro.
down.
He gets that
So you
freaking
deal with
blood.
the first fast B hit from FaZe. Yeah, Fame into a good spot. I don't know if they know his position.
I mean, the round you won on defense,
But I like-
destroyed him. The two you lost, it was like
I like
team
that
over
that's
there,
his
but he's
role.
time
Like
to
that's
skip
his
this later,
job
so
to get the first
a little
blood.
bit of a different look. Now it's just, can FaZe get this planted? What do they do around?
I don't think
the
every
box?
team plays it like FaZe, where they have literally one person who is dedicated for every first blood.
Catches one as Draza. Staying up.
That's why I like
Snappy
FaZe, man. That's why I
feeds
like
one over to
FaZe,
Sip.
'cause they
Things
play like
falling
that.
apart now for Gorillas. Estriel last up, 5th round, looking to be on the board for FaZe.
And for years, not many people have been able to break that setup
64 HP.
that they have had. The Simp and a BZ. And so,
Nice win.
Simp has had some absurd challenges, just absurd challenges in some of these rounds. But that round hurts because
They're both in the 3-on-1. He's like, screw it.
who has seen this?
you are
Oh.
waiting. Fame is just waiting for a player to jump on a market and hop on the bomb, and waiting and waiting and waiting. And Draza just drops out top 3. I thought maybe he would have heard him drop, but didn't feel like it. And then he just finds the timing on the player top satellite. And then as soon as that happens, Fame's like, I have to get this trade. Shoots, shows his position. That player hops out of market, gets that trade. I mean, it all relies on the Fame. Just everybody wait for me. But because that one player gets through and gets caught, he's got to show.
I mean, it's been working for him in some of these offensive routes. It looks like they're kind of right back to it. Fame this time, they're not playing as close to A. He's playing more around mid-map. But this time, not going to find the same success.
There it is.
Maps of BC's area of the maps. He's 6-6, but he has had a big impact early in
Insane,
the
man.
rounds. You now have a 4v2. We're looking to close this one out here, Joe.
I'm pretty sure 5 out of 6 of his kills are first bloods.
But you are just, look at the positioning. You have Simp watching the pinch, the flank. They're going to go. They're all going to fly forward. Draza having a much better map here. Finds the final 2 kills. Puts Atlanta FaZe up 2-0.
Dang.
Yeah, what he said, like that .55 in search. That's been, you know, when you're FaZe and you've been arguably the best team in the league, and statistically, you know, it's usually you're putting up how good they are. It's tough sometimes to find the negatives. The one, maybe draws in search and destroy. Here, he's all smiles. Here, he steps it up and has a big map. Pretty much in control throughout. There were some good looks and some chances from Gorillas, but FaZe the better search team.
Yeah, I mean, just much quicker there. I think the one thing that stands out is we take a look at the stats. Yeah, Draza 11-5. That .55 not going to look as bad now.
The first bloods. I mean, Beezy had 4, which we knew he had a ton, but you either got them from Fame in that lurk roll, or you didn't get them at all.
Yeah,
I mean, that's it.
Yeah, he was playing well and putting himself in clutch positions, but just a little bit too fast was Atlanta FaZe. You know, they made some heads-up plays, some nice reactions. You saw what LAG wanted to do. They were 3 stacking over towards B on defense, on offense, kind of waiting for Fame, but it was just red. And then some of those trades allowed Atlanta FaZe to get those clutches.
Well, I think that's what's different between like hardpoint, search and destroy. You know, we talk about it like, you know, your pub hardpoint or even your ranked play hardpoint versus what these pros play. Well, it's tough to see sometimes how fast it is, how fast they make decisions. But the same can be said for search, and where you can like replicate like hardpoint. You know, hardpoint's the same spot. You're playing sort of the same situations over and over again. Search is all these little like mini games, kind of. And when you're a better search team, like they just make decisions so fast. Where LAG might be like talking through stuff, figuring out how they want to play it. FaZe just doing it.
Yeah, they're just getting info, and then they take some risks. You know, that's just the game plan. Take some risks. They knew Abizi had, you know, in that last round. As soon as Abizi gets that kill middle of the map on Fame, Simp just goes right all the way through that flank. And it's just a heads-up play. As soon as this happens, this is probably
Bro, if nobody can stop Abizi this year, like how it was last year, FaZe is going to be a top 3 team again, bro.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Right? Just what info do we have? Okay, this is probably the play.
They got Simp for respawn, Abizi for search.
We're not going to break quite yet. Just waiting to head there before we get ready for the
They got
control.
Cell and
Control,
Draza.
I think one of the things that they were talking about
Watching their back.
high rise, and that's where Gorillas can maybe get the surprise. That's not going to be in. That's not going to be the case. We have back-to-back invasion where FaZe have been good. This series did kind of come down to that map 1. Like, you really need to win that one if you were Gorillas.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're going to, you haven't played this in a match. I mean, they've streamed a ton LAG, but yeah, I mean, you're on FaZe's, again, comfort zone.
Okay, well, we get ready for the map 3. Before that, we're going to head to a quick break, but FaZe in control. They clutch up. The clutching continues in the map 1. Simp continues to be incredible. Abizi's finding the first blood. You dominate in the search and destroy. Control, though, is where it's what's kept Gorillas in some series, but do you have a shot to do it now here? We'll see if they can stand up and get the W after this quick break.
Pretty solid out of phase. They just clutch up in that hard point, and then they're chilling. Let's get it. Skirt. Skirt. Yo, when do you think they're gonna change the music on this joint? Yeah, it's chalk 3-0 phase. I'm thinking so, bro. Yo, when do you think they'll change up the dang the background music, bro? You think they'll ever change it? Is that a little laggy? I would literally make an album soundtrack for them for free. I've literally reached out, no response. Oh wait, are you serious, Shnappy? That's so funny, bro. So you make beats and stuff, Chompy? The same ones, man. Same ones from last year. I can imagine they thought MW2 was gonna be a way bigger hit than it was for competitive, and they like overspent on their budget, and now they're not changing any of the setup from last year. EDM, that's dope, bro. That's dope. EDM's fire.
Don't miss out on all the action at the first Call of Duty League Major, hosted by the Boston Breach, this January 25th to the 28th at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway in Boston. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to callofdutyleague.com for more info. Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL operator, weapon blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now.
Hello, beautiful and sexy viewers. We are back.
We're back.
Gorillas versus FaZe. FaZe completely in control, up 2-0. Map 1 was a banger if you missed it. Definitely recommend watching if you maybe haven't seen Subbase and some of the changes over the holiday. Search, though, not really close. Now be ready for Invasion. We'll see if Gorillas have what it takes here to maybe push this series deeper.
Yeah, I mean, you know, FaZe, I think they're 1-1 on this, so they have a map loss on this. Where LAG, you haven't seen it yet for them. They've been hanging out on high rise.
It was what, Boston, that first series. I remember Simp tweeted out, like, I promise you we don't suck this bad on Invasion or something right after, if I remember correctly.
You're mine, dude. Just because of some weird points.
I don't know, man.
What were we talking about last night? Football? You knew some guy from 2006.
Oh, I think I called someone that D'Angelo Williams, but it wasn't D'Angelo Williams. Wasn't that the running back from the Panthers? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I was like, sure.
Him and Jonathan Stewart, dude, these have pissed me off, bro. That 50-50 split. If you're old, you might know what I'm talking about if you've done fantasy for like 20 years. All right, now, here we go.
Oh.
3 through.
What's your
Phase in the
beacon?
early going. Diamond trying to stay up. Best of luck. BZ.
Okay.
Shuts it down with the MCW.
Yeah, and you saw kind of what, you know, we've seen this on
It sounds like, bro, it sounds like they have sound EQ on.
to cap, so usually we see some success right from the break off that time.
I feel like the footsteps are not that loud, even without covert sneakers.
Phase now locking them in.
Draws
all
on
the
Michael
way,
Bay film.
all the way in the back of these Humvees. Simp now locked them in at this tank as well, has the rival. A little bit of help coming in from a BZ. And that's a problem. If you go over towards A and it's like a clean or pretty darn clean forward head, you can get put into a trap right away.
Yeah, it was relatively clean. All right, you go 4 for 1. Now Celium watching her mid-alley cut.
You don't have trophies yet. I mean, you're just getting pummeled by grenades and stuns.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Chow there from Cell, just headshots across the board again. Gorillas cut up, back to respawn. They are in a vice currently, Joe, with 30 to go.
Yeah, you don't have anyone from Phase there quite yet. I imagine trophies. I mean, we just saw Cell throw one, so maybe you have one. Yeah, saw one there towards Broken for LAG, so you can get onto the point for now. But you just hear it right away. Just all the stuns and the nades. They know there's one trophy. Once that's gone, we're going to try to start this push and get this break. A nice job from Assault watching over his teammates. Takes down 2. 2 ticks about to be an Ebby.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen, it's pretty rare you keep them from getting a single point. As bad as it looks, typically the last-ditch effort seems to work towards B. You get that. Now, I mean, lives-wise, you're basically okay. You're down 3, not a big deal. It's just going to be the time. You've really got, with the setup for Phase, you got one push, because by the time you actually get through to actually apply pressure to A, that might be it. So this is going to be very, very difficult to do if you are Gorillas.
Yeah, a couple of pushes. You just fighting for map control. Right, every time there's a trade, that is a plus for Phase, but that's what you need. Get Estriel and Fame in some good position. Trying to just take control of this treehouse P4, whatever your comms are at home. Now 40 seconds left, and again, they gotta work across the map over towards A.
I guess to be clear, when I say you got like one push, I'll say that like I mean you have like one chance on the actual objective. Like you're only gonna get there once, right? Like you're gonna have a bunch of like mini pushes to try and get across the map.
If they don't kill Draza, then Phase just wins the round.
You get to A, because you've got to win up through this B street, which they're still trying to do. Celium hits a hell of a stun. That probably hit 2, maybe 3 players. He lands that in their back pocket. There's no trophy there. Fame just in the blender early, 1 in 6, but you're not going to find a lot of success when you're trapped for the first minute and a half of this game. 5 seconds to go. Last person close is dead. Draws him with a double to close it out, and that's a pretty solid defense out of Phase.
Yeah, I mean,
they were never tested.
Funny how nobody is ready for control because they only practice S&D and HB. I know, bro.
That is, you know, you have to.
Oh, I'm so not ready for control, dude. I'm just hoping that, like, with watching these VODs, that I can, like, learn, like, which, like, spots to push for and, like, hold them down.
Playing that one player at the Humvees.
Yeah, no, he was.
But you know, it's always different once you get in the game.
I think the most action he saw was the Humvees blowing up. Honestly. And now let's see if FaZe can find success on offense. This is kind of a must-win round within this series. You got to win this if you're Gorillas and you have any chance of fighting back and maybe pulling off the reverse sleep. You go into an O2 hole. Good border on.
Oh, sorry for the lag. Sorry for the delay. Should be back. It gets a little laggy sometimes.
There with the protection onto Assault, but in the zone right now it will be FaZe. Winning gunfights on the other side of the street will be Celium, who's on A. So you've got pressure on both points. You split the defense here. You're going to make a choice if you are Gorilla, especially if Celium continues to find kills. And Celium's doing just that. We've watched this entire fight go down at B, but Celium's been on an island on the other side of it, continuing just distract 1 or 2 players from this Gorilla side. He's got another one-on-one. Celium finally going to drop. It's Fame that's able to, Diamond Con that's able to take him out, but it's a great opener. FaZe looking to put this series away. Let's go to a listen in right now with the Planet FaZe.
Yeah, he's right. Actually, Fame. I'm right.
I didn't even take long.
Tank too. I got a fire. I've done my tinkers.
That's for me.
He's done so hard. I'm oh my god.
Oh, he's back. Fire car. Right. Also, I'm leaving that guy. I'm looking V down. I have our side. I have trophy. Let's keep. Assault down. We gotta take. Another one on A.
Hey, should we go B? Yo, I'm tank. He's found B assault.
There's side, eh?
I'm taking so, guys.
You start for.
Let me in.
I'm
Take
taking
that.
It's yours.
Oh, fire truck.
Trying to help you,
Spawn.
man.
Oh my god, so
I'm coming.
Shoot.
I'm trying to help him on.
Might be B.
Go B,
Make sure you cap this. Make sure you cap this.
I have start, maybe.
I shoot push.
Like that. Look at door.
Yeah, I'm stacking it.
I'm gonna push it out for you, Lucky.
Go for it.
Small one shot. He's doing cap one shot, Asher.
I'm going up P4.
I don't see Mason D.
Yo, beat
He was
laying
cap,
down. Beat him laying down. Small weak.
Push, I'll push you.
Margaret, Mason D.
Yeah, back to, yeah, beat him. He went to DVD.
I think bridge. Yeah, our bridge is shield.
What's left?
I'm down.
I'm cutting mid.
Yeah,
ACD.
ACD.
Yeah,
I'm playing shield.
People are so out of the play. He ran top P4.
Rugs, that's real weak. They're mid tank fame.
I'm not sure if I'm getting old, but I swear to God, Joe, sometimes when Celium talks, all I hear is
yeah. Maven. You old head.
But maybe a bit of both. But he is 14-7. I think he's just fired up because he's had some ridiculous plays. You talked about it right before that listed. He basically got that taken A by himself. But you can see if FaZe starting to work towards A, they're trying to work these trophies.
Second bit of progress is there. Pressure. The Gorillas to break, they're able to do it. Fame's able to go through and get both players, but you've done a lot of damage. I mean, you're definitely in the lead here if you're talking about a round 5 defense, but can you actually win the round if you're FaZe? One final shot, 20 seconds to go. Andraza's POV, he is lurking, he is tagged up, he's getting away with his life. Now the opener mid-map from Abizi. You have a 4-on-3 here for a second. Here we go. Player spawns up for Gorillas. 4-on-4 towards the point. They're holding so far. 5 to go. Fame going big. It's clean to close it out there from Gorillas. You stay alive within the round.
Yeah, it's nice timing from Fame.
B to A hit seems impossible.
To get that advantage in the gunfight.
I agree with you, Chompy.
Hold, as you said, you lose that one, the series is probably done.
It's like that last A point is so tough, bro. Because like they can just sit in their buildings in their back tank and just watch the cross.
Listening, I think Simp had a nuts one. Celium was pretty fired up.
If they get pushed up fire truck, bro, I feel like they can do it. Like
he got that one kill, but like he's been.
I just feel like
he was 1-11 at one point.
Whenever they slide in the point, they need to have someone fire truck to like be shooting over them through the window.
His only kills he's got in the map. But yeah, no, I mean the only 0-2 comeback I think of is like that Black Ops 4 like FaZe Thieves one, which is one of the craziest series of all time. Like you don't typically come back from 0-2 down. So you're able to at least make a 1-1 here in the map 3. Now, can you have a better offense? Because last time I don't know, it just looks frustrating when it's one of those. Like it was just always kind of comfortable for FaZe. There weren't many openings or playmaking ability, like chances for Gorillas. You were just locked up for the most part.
Well, I'll tell you what, the first 20 seconds, they're back to being locked up. They don't win the break, and FaZe put them kind of in that blender again. You have one player, Ali, watching
back to being locked up. Oh, that's so criminal.
They get streak control, most importantly.
Because they are actually.
Down as they stack this B point. Got it. When you were doing that voice, I don't know what like cartoon or movie it was, but it's like 2 kids, and that's just the way they speak. Like, I don't know, but someone will remember.
Yeah, no. Now that you say that, yeah, I think. Oh god, that's gonna bother me forever. Thank you, Joe. Second bit of progress done and point done now for Gorilla. So much better. Draza, I know he's 9-10, but he's hit some really clean beams. Like in the the one gunfight he had. I think he had like a wallbang onto Astro, but like the shots were absurd.
And he goes on a flank, so now you can kind of see arrows 6 and 7 to beat Sim. They're just making sure nobody gets up that Humvee street up towards A, because he's the one player who.
Dude, this is a nasty setup, but they could get thrown off guard here.
On that flank, that position is open.
No, never mind.
This setup for Atlanta FaZe. 90 seconds.
I think Simp pulled out an AR. He's sitting on a fire truck.
Dude, something.
Not seeing heads.
It's not seeing heads, right? Okay, I'm not crazy, right? I was just about to say, like, I swear to God, like, heads are disappearing, or it's just the silhouette.
I think it's the silhouette.
It's just the X-ray, or is it just...
Oh my gosh, bro. Celium.
Yeah, it makes them look headless.
Yeah, no.
Oh, dude, I almost said like 10 times earlier. I'm like, am I going crazy?
No, I saw it multiple times on Karachi.
Okay. It just stood out. We both kind of just like looked at each other at the same moment. It's trippy. Beezy staying up. 34.
This is a nasty setup.
Seconds to go.
They got the pick over at
significant to phase, may not
B
matter,
side,
more than
so
likely
one's gonna
time,
try and hit
but
this pinch.
You've got a big edge in that spot.
Oh, BZ's watching his back, bro. That's so 200 IQ.
Just sending it right up the gut. One spawn's like right in front of him, and he'll drop. But there's just been no openings for Gorillas. None. I mean, you haven't even. You don't know what it smells like, and it's something. It's got a very strong scent.
Okay, they get
fresh
a picks.
baked apple pie. The wind's blowing. It's going down the street. You're so far away, you still haven't smelled it, Joe.
That's tough.
Yeah.
There's a level of fresh baked apple pie.
Ugh.
I'll tell you what. Speaking of the holidays, I had a bunch of that, but yeah, no, they haven't been near Zone A or near Zone apple pie at all.
Yeah, they have been locked up, but you see some crazy swings that can happen.
FaZe just looks so comfortable, like on these head glitches. Like, look at this, bro. Straws is not ever losing that.
Or can FaZe put it away here in the offense?
They just get themselves so comfortable, bro.
Some success pretty early and often in that, but it was some clutch kills from. Oh, it was like the only
all holding each other's backs in their lanes.
So the hoods are like up a little bit.
That's just what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like the silhouette's like there's no.
Yeah. 100%. I thought it was like a bug or something, but you're right. I think it's just the hood.
Reminds me of like the I forget what I think it was, like the Sentinel in Infinite Warfare that turned into a dog.
I was thinking like Sleepy
that is
Hollow,
defense though.
That dude, the headless horseman, bro. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah.
That works.
It's a Tim Burton classic, bro. One tried to hit through on the cut. Sim just able to get away. And Estria will re-engage. Assault once again in his spot up top. They'll be able to clear him out. And
Yo, he killed him.
One of the
Sim should say, sorry, I'm turned.
Well, BZ almost did it to him, I think, in the S&D. He snapped right onto him. The tiny tears for a reason.
Yeah, BZ was obviously very weak. Just took one bullet. He gets taken down, but no progress going to be so far. So LG, strong defense, but yeah,
oh my gosh.
Just
how are they losing these gunfights?
Towards B. One player is still, what, over towards red. That's going to be Diamond John. Just waiting for teammates to off his spawn, but they got to deal with Simp, who is just lurking.
It's like not getting anxious, just taking his time, finding openings there. The slide cancel and Shao not going to work that Diamond up on the heady. He'll shut it down. You still have so much time to go. Minute 40. Lives pretty equal. Now we set up the first approach. If you are FaZe, they've got a second one there. Maybe it makes this push a little bit easier because you still have to worry about Fame just kind of spawning you out deeper, having eyes on the cross. But draws.
He saw him. I didn't see him on his screen.
No, it's different.
I knew he'd come from there, obviously from the outline.
Never gotten, you know, deli control, cafe control. If you were LAG, where you can see for FaZe, they've gotten that. It kind of pinned them back gas. The one player who was pushed out is Fame.
Simp is huge right now.
You know, I mean, Gorillas, their POV on offense looked like they've still been fighting for B the entire round. Yeah. Honestly, that's what it's been. They've captured it, but it's looked like they're still fighting for it. But getting through all the way,
they can't kill this guy Bridge.
Will be Simp. He's gotten a kill, taking out trophies, and now things start to open up. You've got 1 and 2. You can see all the way bottom side
and
on
Simp
the map.
is still in their spawn.
Players, well, another one-on-one there for Simp.
Oh.
And he loses it. That might have been big for FaZe.
That was the biggest gunfight of this round.
Stay up, but finally, you get the clearance here on the bridge side.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's 25 seconds left, so they're going to have to go.
Took a little while, yeah.
They have nobody really back gas. Everyone kind of middle of the map. Selling, just trying to find anyone, but nice kills from Diamond and Assault. 15 seconds left. The good thing for FaZe, they have take advantage. They will have defense in round 5.
A much better defense, too, from Gorillas. I mean, there were a couple openings maybe in Simp getting through, but not really. Not really any threat to the objective like you saw in the last round. You tighten things up a bit there if you're Gorillas.
I'm just paying attention out of the X-ray characters. Like, I honestly, I don't know if their heads might just be disappearing. It's probably just a Codcaster thing.
I thought it was a Codcaster bugging, like the heads weren't there at first. But then you said the hood thing. I was like, that makes sense, Joe. You're smart, but
I don't know. I'm like staring at him now, dude. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure this out.
I was thinking about the whole first 2 maps too. I shouldn't say anything. Oh,
we're insane. Sorry.
Yeah, we are special. That's why some of you love us and
some of you hate us.
Some of you hate us, but yeah, we're still gonna be here.
LAG on life support right now. They're one gunfight away from like
Happy New Year.
just getting sent home or losing. Not getting sent home. You get what I mean.
Try to go A early in round number 1, but not this time. Just gonna go over towards B, try to get as much progress as they can. Diamond just kind of lurking. You see FaZe is just like a little bit worrisome that someone's still over here. And there, he's gonna get that kill, and that's right on to A. So maybe a chance here.
Here we go. Here we go.
Saw Celium do this. Maybe if you even just get one tip of what this is gonna do, it's gonna force a couple of players off spawn for FaZe to go to A.
And this is what I was saying earlier. Like, just as magical happens sometimes in this map. Like, you will get no success on offense whatsoever for 2 rounds. Literally locked up. Then round 5, it's like, oh, I go, okay, let's the whole game change.
Yeah, no, it's round 5s, round 11s.
Yep.
And goes out the window.
Something happens, bro.
The only bad thing for them is Celium wins the one-on-one towards that A zone.
Oh.
You don't get a tick done. So.
You smelled the apple pie, though, Joe.
That's
you maybe took a bite, too.
Maybe you took a bite. Maybe they gave you one little nibble.
Now can you get the whole pie? As they look to fight towards A.
Wait, Assault, don't challenge, Assault!
Here, but Drazov spawns in a deal with Assault. But here is that opening, Diamond.
No, they're headless, bro. They're headless. They're headless. Yeah, God did not have a head. I'm 100% certain that man had his head shut off, but also didn't have a head before it was shut off.
And now you have a 4 dead, 2 off spawn, Draza and Simp. We have figured it out. So many questions, now we have the answers.
LAG. Progress is there. First take done. The kills continue to flow. They're locking him up. A chance to get this series.
Oh, Fame's in a good spot right here. Fame is watching his whole team on a.
Second tick done.
Oh, he can't get him. He can't get him though. He can't watch across. FaZe have it. FaZe have it. Oh, he trolled. He trolled, bro.
The biggest of moments here in the map 3, and they survive.
Oh, he trolled.
By the hair of their chin chins.
Yeah, Draza's got something on his chin.
That's GG.
The problem is now you have 12 lives a minute. You have to slow this down, and with how successful they were off the start, LAG, you've minute 40.
I don't know, it's doable.
To work with. Now down to a minute and 20, but really
it's a little doable.
TDM with this map pressure,
and it's just crazy because like you feel so good about LG's chances because it looks so good in this round. But I mean, how many times they've been locked up for multiple minutes in this same spot? So as good as it looks, a minute is not a lot of time, and you're still relying on a miracle because FaZe now the pressure subsided.
B Street is clear.
You've gotten back to your spots.
And I don't know if it'll.
They just cover it so quick, bro.
Progress at A, but maybe they're just not worried about it. Said screw it, we have to lock them in before they even get there anyway.
I think they're thinking about what you're thinking about, Joe, because there's clearance.
Okay, they got on it. All right.
Or they can hear us. I don't know. But Abizia will clear the point, so it may matter. More than likely not with the way the minimap's looking currently, but these are the big moments. Almost a big play there from Fame.
FaZe is really good at knowing how many players are pushing for what. They set up for a 2v2 and it was a 2v2. It's really good.
Laying them out. Cell puts Assault in the body bag, and now Gorillas are in trouble.
Bottled it.
To go. A street clear. They nibbled the pie. Not looking like they're hitting the whole pie, Joe.
Still maybe one chance. You have one player pushed up. You're relying on Fame to try and get there. Cell's gonna hit the wall. Cell's gonna lock down the.
Why did Assault challenge, bro? Why did Assault challenge back gas? If he stays alive there and just picks kids off spawn, it might have been GG.
I mean, LAG. It felt like you had everything.
But he chows on time and gets one shot and somebody shoots him from like P1 or something. I don't know.
And this, listen, on paper it's 3-0,
like
but the map
back tank.
The map 3. The map
crazy.
That round, it could have come down to that circus, but for the most part, through 4 rounds, like FaZe looked the better team. Round 5, Gorillas almost pulled.
Look at Simp with that damage and Diamond Con.
Dominated, but Joe, anything you've really noticed there statistically? Fame brought it back. He was 1-11 at one point.
Yeah, no, he brings it back. Diamond Con, I mean, putting up damage right alongside Simp, right? 27-26 from him. Celium, I think it was a key player.
All right, yo, I'll be
big one-on-ones just to be annoying, right? Just put pressure on the map, give them more ticks on some of their offenses. But there is the match summary of our first match back.
3-0 for FaZe. They continue to look like the best team in the league, and also this game continues to just I just have these tight, even 3-0s, just these tight games. These are the nature of the respawns in this particular title. We are going to have some nail biters. But yeah, it does it for Joe and I in our first series. We'll see you again for match 3 later on this evening. But for now, back to the desk. Puckett, Ali, Ant. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Maven. That was faster than I expected, Nameless. I thought we had the potential.
He's still tripping on something from Lights All Night Festival. Wait, who is?
Yeah.
FaZe though. Are they
You're talking about Maven. Hey, yo, thank you for the like on the stream, by the way. Appreciate the love. Thank you.
It looked like a game over at the end of that round 5, game 3. They somehow break in. Draza again, the hero.
I mean, you're putting me in a tough spot with that question because I will still say that it is New York. But listen, FaZe had some heroic efforts throughout this series, beautifully done, especially on that sub base. Now that's a map that we know LAG can be pretty lethal on. Well, what happens? LAG had the positioning. They were in a great position, but Atlanta FaZe, they flipped the map. And when you give them an inch, as Chance loves to say, they will take a mile. LAG could not get back out of that spawn trap.
I'll be right
we saw
back.
Sort of like the discipline
Assault,
level.
he went with Haggy.
Level so far in this game, right? Like in this map right here on defense.
Oh gosh, I didn't even know that. Oh man.
Last round. So for Atlanta FaZe, I mean, cool, calm, collected, another W.
Yo, Haggy is so chalk, bro.
Like they also gave them an inch when it came to the map set. I said it.
Haggy wasn't even invited to the PPO for it.
It's a pretty obviously.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
Into this little split. I felt like that was already a misstep from side of LAG from a team that is struggling. And then on the flip side, it was a lot of mistakes from LAG. For me personally, first of all, Draza should never be allowed to push into that 8-point round 5 and get that 2-piece when you're on the final tick. That just can't happen. But even going back to that search and destroy, round number 6, when LAG should have tied it up 3-3, they get the bomb down, they have the first blood, they have a player in the back of Chicken Coop watching the flank, but somehow 2 FaZe players get by seemingly for free and shoot the rest of LAG in the back and end up going 4-2. Things like that just can't happen.
LAG having a tough one. They are the first team to finish 1-4, at least for now. They're still in around that 7th to 12th spot.
Yeah.
Find out where they're going. Atlanta FaZe, though, you are now at 80% win rate in big part to your clutch plays, and that is our play of the game. Let's take a look at this.
It's got to be the end of Control, right?
Round 5, Control. It looks like it's done, but no. Alley Cat, give us some play-by-play.
I mean, it was just a great situation here. His teammate Sim flies in first. He gets traded out, but he gets a couple of bullets and assault before he goes down. So Draws is able to clean up that kill, and then just the insane chow with the Renetti to clean up Diamond Con for that win.
Yeah,
that feel good? You haven't done that in a while.
It did feel good.
That was tough, man. I think, you know, in your situation for LAG, it's like maybe you just let it be contested for a bit, hold it back there. It's obviously all situational, but you just can't let them get across, as Ali mentioned.
It's time for our Monster Energy Winner Spotlight. Welcome to the show, Abeezy, the tip of the spear, the man who just comes shot out of a cannon at the start of every search and destroy round. Abeezy, talk to me about that final round, because it looked like we were heading to a game 4. Who clutched up?
Yeah, it was insane. I mean, Zach ended up popping like a crazy 2-piece on the point to really like help us get that control back of the map, and then after that, it was like a smooth sailing the rest of the round.
Abeezy, congrats on the win and continuing to be undefeated. Obviously, we haven't seen you guys for a couple of weeks. Happy New Year. What did Atlanta FaZe focus on with those couple of weeks off?
I mean, mainly we were just grinding because obviously there was new spawns going into this split. So we honestly only took like a few days off for Christmas. That way we could just keep grinding and playing amateur teams that had already been playing on the new spawns. So that was like the main thing for us.
Abeezy, in the search and destroy, you know, especially on your guys' offense, it was really just you like a bat out of hell going through mid, and then sort of them playing off of your contact, right? So is it something that like you and the rest of the guys are just okay with, like live or die by the Abeezy push?
I mean, honestly, we have like we're just like we have a bunch of different strats and stuff like that where, you know, I can like go in and try to win my one, and even if I don't, I mean, I have 3 of the best players beside me. They can clutch up in a round. So
Abeezy, the coach's poll currently has you at the top tier. Who else is in that top tier with you guys heading into Boston?
I mean, I'd say like the obvious top 4 teams like New York, Toronto, and Optic.
And of course, heading into that first major, which one of those teams are you most excited to play in the grand finals?
I'd say Toronto. I feel like it's always a good matchup with those guys.
They won Boston last year. I'm just saying, looking at the stats, they could be favored to win it again. Abeezy will let you go celebrate with the squad.
All right. Thank you. You guys have a good one.
That's Abeezy, and that's Atlanta FaZe with the first win of the day. We still have 2 matches to go, and remember, Toronto trying to be considered one of those top-tier teams after losing to Boston. They take the stage next. Before we get there, quick reminder, sync and earn. We got a calendar, you got a calendar. Sync them up together, Alley Cat.
Yep, and if you have some sort of ADHD, just like me and Chris, this will certainly help you keep up to date with all of the matches. You open up your phone and guess what? Bang, it lets you know when the next match is coming up. So calendar sync now available. Add your favorite team's 2024 schedule to earn the squad up calling card at callofdutyleague.com/schedule.
Nailed it. We're going to break. We come back. It's going to be Surge. It's going to be Ultra. You don't want to miss it. We've got Minnesota and New York still in tow as well. This is the CDL Week 3 of qualifiers for Major Number 1.
Journey, 6 in a row for Journey.
Hydra obviously being one of those players might have a little dance with Sandy here in a moment, and as the pre-fire as well gets it done and gets out with his life. Possibly the best player in the world. Uncontested time for both teams. The game clock is still ticking.
Oh my God, we're talking about the sub-prowess of Kleenex, but it's the AR he's putting to work here.
Yeah, to keep this 100%. 100 and looking good so far. 2v1 now. Dashy last up, full health though, chance to make a play. Next guy drops. Dashy 1v1. Versili, former teammate, just gunned to sleep. Lives down to 3 for either side. This is gonna be it. Last ditch attempt. Fly onto the point. Joe Deceives gets his, but 3 seconds to go. You've got to get on the zone, lad. Fresh mag. Send it. Wins it. Oh my God. It's a 2v1. Can you do it? Boys are on the capture. It's now a 1v1. What a round of control. Diamond Con, if you win this! God damn, what a round! It's 2. I mean, what, 5 in a row for Rip, 3 points now for Heretics. They're done. 4 in a row for Journey, 5 in a row for Journey, 6 in a row for Journey.
See what he can find. There it is. So up to 7 in a row. Journey has not 34.
The takedown 1. The response there immediately on the other side. The Journey, who's been the MVP of the map, hits again. 3 in a row for Journey. Ball game series to Heretics.
40 bomb for Journey on sub-base. Closes out the series.
Boston champions are born.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time for our second match. This is opening day of week 3 of our qualifiers. And Alley Cat, the chat loves these intros. Who did it better, Surge or Ultra?
Oh, that one's really hard. I think Surge. I really like the Surge intro.
You vibing with it?
Yeah, I'm picking Surge. Yeah, it came across real good.
Take that, chat. All right, let's break down these teams, starting with Toronto Ultra, because as everyone knows, they were on fire at the World Championships. That fire went out in the grand finals. They made a team change and brought Envoy into the lineup. Since then, a 2-1 record. They looked great, and then that final match before break, they got wiped by Boston. 3-0 here out.
Yeah, that was a really uncharacteristic loss when it comes to Toronto Ultra. For them, it's just about that consistency, right? They've been struggling in Search and Destroy. And when it comes to Monster Energy pregame, you can see it right here. Cold War Kleenex is back. He has been #1 Slayer rating so far. It's a CDL high. What more would we expect from the player that is Kleenex? A high engagement, but for Toronto, it's just kind of their hard plate right now. They have a deep map pool, but they aren't exactly comfortable winning when it comes to that map #1 and 4. So I think that's where I'm going to keep my eyes in this series.
A lot of people are still putting Toronto near the top of the CDL. Nameless, you're one of the few that says the Surge should also be considered one of the threats. Talk to me about the squad wearing blue.
Yeah, you know, I have both these teams at 4 and 5 in like my standings. And for the Seattle Surge, I just think this is a dangerous team, great coaching staff, good young talent, and a guy like Abuza, and you have world champions as well around him who have came back and brought a lot to the table. Illy has performed very well in their first few matches for the squad, and they have 2 tough losses to Atlanta and to Optic, and you know those are tough opponents. So for Seattle Surge in the Monster Energy pregame, need to get some breaks in hardpoint. 9th in break percentage at 11.1%, 12th in points per break in their opportunities. Listen, they played Atlanta and Optic. They're on a 4 hardpoint loss streak. A lot of those maps were relatively close, but something that they can hang their hats on is that they've been great in Search and Destroy, especially on defense. 12 and 6 on defense, which is something that's been fantastic for them. 3 and 1 in that game mode. So you expect them to improve when it comes to the hardpoint.
point. Ali, while I was prepping my notes, I noticed that Surge has had 4 matches. They're 2-2, and they've gone to 4 map 4s. Never a game 5. Do we get a game 5 today?
I don't think we do. The problem right now is the fact that Surge are on a 4 hardpoint losing streak, and that's happened since their first matchup that they won against LA Thieves. And going against a team like Toronto that seems to prefer hardpoint, this could be tough early in the series for them.
All right, let's make it official here on the desk. I'm going with Toronto. Where are we feeling?
I'm going to go with Toronto.
I'm being the biggest headache for production. I'm going with Surge.
He's collecting the Surges. All right, let's find out what goes down in this series. It's a best of 5, and it starts right now. Chance, my guy, how are we feeling after the break? And more importantly, is that Bryce Tacular all the way from the UK? How are we feeling, Brycey?
I'm good. I'm very good. Thank you. Yes, I got a phone call. They said, can you grow a beard? I said, no. They said, give it a go anyway. You're covering miles. So here I am with the wonderful Chance. Chance, how are you, my friend?
I'm very excited to be casting with you, Brycey. It's the first time in, I don't know, 5 or 6 years it might have been. So be a nice little throwback for us, and hopefully a good series we'll have on our hands as well. I think a lot of expectations are for these two teams potentially to go head-to-head, because Toronto, they have that sort of asterisk series against Boston that sort of gives you the hesitation of like, okay, maybe not a solidified top 4 team. We have more to see. On the flip side, of course, Surge have been looking fantastic, so I'm expecting to be a fun one. That being said, I mean, you got Hydra turned around in his cam, and I think in the league we've had 5 or 6 like 3-0s in a row. So I know lately the state of the CDL has been destruction for one side of the teams.
Yeah, it really has, but I mean, that's what we were talking about before this game, right? This is a great benchmarking game for us. Seattle have lost their last 2, but it was against some of the people who were calling top 4, Atlanta and Texas.
Yes.
So for Surge, realistically, this is a great game for them. Have they worked on that hard point? Have they made it better? The S&D is already good. For Toronto, they talked a really big game and then got battered by Boston. Doubts starting to creep in. Is it an asterisk, or is it just the way things are?
I mean, you have to say it's an asterisk just because Envoy, he dropped a bit of a stinker, right? Had, you know, like God RX had the lowest KD of the year, and Envoy just picked up that like old duo immediately and had an even worse performance. So he's a world champion. They picked him up for a reason. I have like absolutely the highest expectations as a player. But that being said, you never really know, especially with the break, how things are going to pan out. Like, for example, map 4, we're going to sub base. Toronto have played it twice, and they bodied 2 good teams on that map to where they were just looking like the best sub-base team in the game. But now we're like in a situation where we already saw from the first series, sub-base is playing out completely differently. You're having half the number of engagements on this map compared to prior. So that'll be an interesting moment of like, Toronto, can they stay dominant on the map? Is that an opportunity for Surge, who we actually have not seen play on sub-base, if it could be one of their better ones to go toe-to-toe as well? But I mean, just because of the spawn change, the hard point is going to be sort of a question mark in this series. And I mean, even down the map for these two teams haven't played a ton of the Karachi S&D or the Invasion S&D either. Maybe one team has a 1-0 or 0-1 record, but it is very much a series where we're just learning a lot.
Yeah, it really isn't, and that's kind of the key thing for us here is, yes, this is going towards Boston. We are on that path, but how does that path look for these two teams? Before this, and before that Boston defeat, people would have said Toronto was right up there, right? A lot of people thought it was an upgrade, that team should be better. We want to find out what has happened over this Christmas break. Now, I have seen some of the scrims that have gone on over the Christmas break, and I have known that some of the teams haven't had a great time of it. Schedule's not matching up or having more of a break. Some of them have really been on the grindstone. And now is the time when we find out, after what has been 2 or 3 weeks, who's improved, what's changed, now that we've seen maps like Subbase have changed as well. This is one of our few opportunities to kind of maybe reset the board and figure out who's coming out on top.
It really has been like a very interesting start to the year of like, yeah, just because it's such a long break over the holidays and with the spawn changes like coming through. But the start of the years, it's always like the opportunity to get those early CDL points, because we've heard like players talk about it time and time again. If you're on a team and you start falling early on, have a bad record, and you're starting your year in the hole on the CDL points, that's just devastating to you, like long term. Like, you're constantly playing catch up. It makes the mental game that much more difficult. So I think Surge, honestly, might be the perfect example of like at the very start of the year, absolute grinders. Like RCs and Illy, I think we're about in every single S&D tournament imaginable. Well, it pays off. They were one of the best, if not the best S&D team over, or like in the game. at the start of the year. Of course, whether or not you can keep up that level of grind over the break into this sort of new split is going to be a big question, but certainly high expectations.
Yeah, there really isn't. And I suppose for anybody watching at home right now, the reason we're talking a lot about what's changed, what's going on, is obviously we've still got a very small sample size of everybody playing everybody else. There are the expected big teams. Toronto was counted amongst them. After that defeat, Seattle, though, you know, they're 2-2, but realistically, their defeats have come at some big hands. And that's what we're going to keep asking as this game progresses is, realistically, is Seattle Surge now better at hardpoint? Have they worked on it? Have they fixed this while keeping that S&D as sky high? Have other teams started to catch up? What was Seattle's very best game mode? Other teams have probably looked at that over the Christmas break. They may have figured a few things out. Will they catch up? Can they catch up? And for us, Toronto are a great team to test that against because we know they're supposed to be good everywhere.
100%. And even just to backtail you on Surge specifically, I don't know if the spawn changes that like slows the pace of the game down will help them more or hurt them more, because players like RCDs and Illy, I expect with a slower pace, more time to think, they're going to thrive. But on the flip side, you have Hook on your team. Hook is like the one true SMG player we have in the league right now. He permanently keeps out the rival 9 in a slower pace. I mean, maybe that's not something he'll enjoy, or maybe it just won't stop him. So, yeah, Surge, they certainly have some weapons on this squad. And Invasion Hardpoint, a map where we've talked about it quite a few times, it is definitely of the slower variety. It is very much a map where there are these key moments on big rotations, because there are quite a few money hills on this map that exist.
Well, and after a lot of talking from us, it does look like this game is ready to go. Let's find out how these two headbutt as they go straight into it already. The first kill will be that grenade explosion onto a car.
Yeah, the grenade, and I think maybe some shots coming out as well. That is a cheeky opening break there from Scrap, and turns it into 2. So already Toronto on top of things, get players in the hill, set up that sort of like deep left side spawn out, and inside guns up. Too many players to deal with, but right now Toronto at least know where they're funneling them through. And it looks like they get all the kills as well. Phoenix there for the final wipe on Hook, and yeah, he'll be challenged.
Yeah, they certainly will, and this is a great chance for them as well. You can see them now starting to posture, all about that P2 rotation, getting into the right position here. Scrap looking for the cut, not going to see anybody, and Boozer already having got through as he looks for the players coming off the respawn. It will be an issue, though. This will be a fight over at that next hill.
This is an important one as well, right? If Abuza can sort of, tee up and at least get the teammates in for reinforcements, there's the opportunity. It's great teammates, though, coming out for Toronto. You see that trophy system just a little bit too late. Now with Scrap chucking him over, well, I don't think there's any trophies on point either. So this is a lot of white time. Neither team able to collect any. And I'd say for Toronto, happy for the moment, still maintaining that 20-point lead.
Difficult break. You see the flank coming in from both sides. So they're looking for this one as well. Scrap will find one, but his teammates have fallen. There is no opportunity for him there. He needed somebody to find a kill for him, and it hasn't happened for Seattle. This is a great opportunity to really rack the points up.
Surge on point as well. You actually had Hook go on a nice flank towards the middle of the map and try to keep things under lock and key, but looks like Envoy and Scrap battled back. He had Envoy picking up 2 just to break through and get the scrap time. So maybe sort of an even 50-50 situation after the P1. Surge get a decent amount of time, but the score line still a little bit at their deficit. Of course, though, they are very on top of this rotation. RCD's pushed up deep on the map for these middle map cuts, and you got guys like Illy just going to be sitting in their new home.
And now the onus falls on Ultra again. Can they get it? Can they break through? Scrap already has found 2. This gives them a bit more map control. An opportunity to find something already. Seattle Surge throwing up the backline, throwing up the defenses, trying to just keep Ultra away from this point.
I went and took a shower.
So far, I'm back, right? I mean, you got RC's just doing a nice job
ready to
live.
watch.
Ultra, maybe one player pushed up aggressively to get anywhere near the point, and Alien Hook there to take them down. So the information game on point. What is shaping up to be a full 60 by Surge, and I mean, not just shaping up, they're going to get it. RC's, by the way, flying up the map to look for some cutoffs on rotation as well, and even though he gets chopped down, again, for a full 60, this is 20 still extra seconds Surge have to break down this rotation.
And they're going to go for it as well. Hugh, on the 3 streak right now, he's going to be looking for more. Inside his lane, there's so many bodies here for Ultra. He has to be patient. There will be no trade if he falls, but he finds the first and the second. He doesn't need a trade. Hugh, the
what happened to
they try to break through here and get Ultra.
What's up, Big Sweat?
Yeah, Still, though, just like that setup around the hill.
What's up, Chompy?
Still inside the point. Yep, Ultra players still exist. They are around. So the one time Hook actually pumps the brake.
Looking like an art student right now.
Take full advantage, get a nice swipe on the board, and now
bro, Chompy, you're so funny, bro.
Up old time potentially. Elite really thinking about this future rotation. So talk about this battle he's going to be having against Envoy. Little game of hide and seek.
Alley, bro.
As far away from the point as you can be, but just as important as he wins that fight as well. They're putting reinforcements in. Kleenex now looking for Illy at the same time.
I think she was wearing like something really revealing at, right?
Time as well. Fights on both sides of the map here. Surge will win the first one, but Ultra will get the rotation. It was chaos for a minute.
Oh, that is, I mean, that's a tragedy on a couple fronts. Like, you had the opportunity for Surge to actually win the rotation over towards P3. Ultra just clutch up and consistently win gunfights on the point. And then on the rotation, even when Illy wins the gunfight,
Shnappy's going
exactly where he died. I mean, effectively all but guarantees this rotation for Toronto. So, 10-point game at the start of this hill for Ultra, a team like them, you would expect a near full 60.
This is a difficult hill to break at the best of times. And this is not the best of times. Insight still gunning them down. Looks like Surge are going to try and push this, but we know it is a nightmare. It is a blender. It is a place to get your head ripped off as Envoy goes to work. And Illy dives in the middle there, stays alive, but there is no progress towards this point. And the teams are chalking it up. Ultra will now know that Surge have not come again. They'll be looking for this rotation.
Yeah, that's an absolute dagger of a setup. Like, all 4 players, I think, had the MCW in hand for Ultra. And, I mean, Envoy just gets to sit on hill and just be the kitten for the team. Is, again, 10-point gap at the start of the hill. Obviously now a decent-sized lead for Ultra. Still a competitive game, though. It's been a little bit back and forth, but obviously Surge certainly have their work cut out for them.
And they've committed to this. They've looked for it as well. Ultra leading going into the second set of rotations. Let's find out, though, how Toronto Ultra are feeling with the listening.
Bathroom's dead. Nice. Spawn behind me, American.
Let's see him in time.
Coming, dead. Nice, let's get them. One blue. Bridge right now. He's just sitting A search.
I don't see the guy.
Good pinch, Cubby.
Try to help you right now.
I don't see the guy.
Spawn American.
They need to be done, bro.
Coming,
Nice. I would be done.
Front
DVD.
Yeah,
I'm saying like, yo, I'm
DVD
capped.
on me, bro. I got time, you're good.
Yeah.
This one's blue. That's spawning on me. Oh, yeah, 2 fucking back guys.
One's DVD.
2 going laundry. Side laundry, 2.
One's blue as well. Blue really weak.
I get your beat on.
Cubby, one shot, 2 of them. He's mid-side time.
Beat on with me. Beat on tank.
I went left.
Thank you, bro.
What's P4?
on tank.
I'm running at him, by the way. Wait, 1 P4?
Yeah, I'm probably dead here.
Might be P4.
Pillar's weak though.
Shot tank, on the tank, right side tank.
Tank is dead.
Nice, good shit.
Nice, I'm getting broken.
Yeah, I spawn American.
Go.
I'm getting up, bro. I'm getting out of this spawn.
I'm in there right now.
One guy was laundry.
Ultra calm and in the lead, still holding it down. Seattle, though, will be fighting back for this P2. Let's find out how
did
they
Hook
go
just
with
win
this.
that?
Listening.
One broken. On time. When is speed time? It's left side time, okay? Make sure you need guys. On me.
That's what a Booza sounds like?
Isn't Jamie on time? Jamie on time. He's on 5. We gotta play this.
I need time.
Yeah, start pushing.
I'm leading this shit. I would throw.
He's dead.
Not needed, bro.
On time inside. To their side.
Yeah, I'm on time again.
20 seconds.
Do that.
Alright, we gotta hold a couple rotations.
Yeah. I'll do that. I'm gonna get them you guys, okay?
Kleenex back left forward.
Seattle struggling here, Chance, not really able to get anything going in the second half.
No, not at all. I mean, you know, maybe a key hill here, like an important moment there, but I think ultimately it's just the slang right now. Scrap is having a field day. Insight currently on a 6 spree, just on pure gunny. Ultra having a fantastic time.
Everybody else, Surge, though, looking to lock this one down, looking for that hope glimmering, but nowhere to be seen as Ultra continue to up the pace. They are cutting them to ribbons. They find their way towards this one. A Boozer has to win. A gunfight wins one. Kleenex will go for the chow. It doesn't matter. They have broken this hill and may have broken Surge right out of this map.
Yeah, hard point, little too clean. The victory lap with the cruise missile as well, but nobody home, no one close for the chow. I mean, that is a deep spawn out for Ultra again in hard point, sealing the deal with a dominant win.
You got to say, maybe the first half, it was about the rotations. Surge had it on lock. They got to the positions they needed to be. They held Toronto Ultra out of these points. unfortunately, not to last. Toronto Ultra just put the accelerator on, never really stopped. And now you've got to ask yourself, is this where Surge come back? They've relied on S&D time and time again. They must not let it slip now.
Well, and on the flip side too, like if you're going into this match as Toronto Ultra, you're already feeling confident in the hard point. S&D has been sort of their only question mark, and you know if you're playing Surge, they're absolutely going to bring it to you. So I would have to imagine a lot of the holiday game plan for Toronto is going to be focused on the map 2 and 5.
Abuza with 10.
Game up just a bit, but as we're looking at the stats again, just on pure gunny alone, I mean, Scrap an absolute field day, 23 kills, 4K damage. The man could do no wrong.
Certainly couldn't, and that's what they want from him. He talks the biggest game in the CDL, and most of the time he puts it up as well. But yeah, this was a very contested map for the most part. You've got to say maybe Ultra just able to really move to another gear, and Seattle Surge, I will say, had a great time when they were doing the fundamentals correctly. Whenever Surge got that rotation, they were holding it, they were getting the points they needed to. Unfortunately, it might have all come back to that fight all the way in Palace.
Well, no, that was actually the moment right there, I think, that sort of messed with the pace of the game. It's when Hook got the 2 kills outside of DVD. You effectively had like a 3 versus 2, and your 4th guy collecting the old time would be there quickly to sort of break that new point. But the final 2 players there from Ultra, only one of them was actually in the hill, completely held off Surge and sort of nullified that 2-piece that Hook got. So I think it was actually that moment where Ultra sort of break that sort of back and forth pace of hard points that we saw. And I think after that, just in full control of the game, and of course the close palace spawns coming through that Illy was trying to deal with certainly didn't help either.
Yes, they didn't, but this is the game flow, something brand new for us to see exactly how it all broke down, and you can see that turning point. Charles, what do you make of it?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, Bryce, there you go. It was the 3rd hill where you had Surge. Not only did they have a nearly 30-point lead, but they also, again, had a big opportunity to break into the hill as well. Instead, that is where Ultra completely took over and started the comeback. You see they caught up to the 10-point gap, and they did that on the 3rd hill, won the rotation, got a full 60, blew the game wide open. So, again, just a small moment like that, you end up on the back foot against Toronto, you lose by 100 points.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, right? Invasion is just a map that can get away from you if you really do not allow yourself to get those rotations. And even if you just lose 1 or 2, it just very, very quickly gets out of control. But it's not control. It's S&D next, so we will look at how that map is going to play out for them. Surge have been known to do wonderful things on this, but the question asked, are they still ahead of the game, Chance?
Well, they are going to need to be, because I think the most important map, or at least the one we have the most information on for these teams, is the sub-base hardpoint. I know it's new spawns, but Ultra were looking dominant on that map, and admittedly new spawns, the gunfights are still the same. A lot of the hills, like, again, those sort of situations, it might take an extra few seconds to replicate them, but I don't know if it's going to be a radical enough change for Ultra to fall off. So that being said, at the hard point, I'm expecting Ultra win for the map 4. Surge needs this win. They're going to need the 2, 3, 5. So the bounce back, I think, needs to be immediate for Surge to get back in the swing of things. But I'd say maybe some good news. The one person truly shooting back for Surge map 1 was Hook. He was absolutely doing his best to keep up for the team. On a small map like Karachi, maybe he can make this his playground.
You'd hope so. 2, 3, 5 is calling. Will Seattle Surge pick up the phone? Or will we have a very different narrative running up to Boston? That is the key here. A lot of teams have spoke about this, actually. They don't want to get behind this early on in the season. You make your run a lot more difficult if you cannot find the points and cannot get results, especially if you can't do anything at the events. We know we've had a point change this year, but still, every single map of these qualifiers, very important.
You really just want to sort of sow the seeds of doubt in a team, right? Like if Surge come out and win this series against Ultra, if Ultra on a 2-loss streak to Boston and Surge, that just puts that seed of doubt in the back of your mind, and confidence is king in Call of Duty. If you lose it for a moment, you just might find yourself in a bit of a tailspin. So, I mean, Ultra obviously looked very clean on map number 1. I think they're going to bounce back just fine, but an important moment for both of these squads.
All right, let's find out. We have written it into existence, and we have told you the statistics. But only what happens now will dictate how the future goes. Already you see the nades rocking in for the beginning here. Very important in the opening breaks with no trophies.
And that's just good for the information, right? If you get tags up going towards B, you know these guns.
What is number 8 doing?
Who's and Hook working together, but you use the nades early on. You might not have enough towards the end. It looks like the smoke's for a bait.
Oh, that's a great play by Kleenex, actually.
Out. In the meantime, by the way, RCD's trying to get active. You had Kleenex pick him up for the first blood, and it looks like these kills are falling like dominoes. That is Illy for a 1 versus 4.
And Illy just trying to get something going here, but Ultra just picking them apart. There was a double bait and switch, and then he got off with the nade. Illy's still trying to 1v4, but he's outnumbered and not outgunned, and Kleenex eventually gets his own trade. But my goodness, you got to say there was a few things that just went wrong there for them, and Ultra looked very, very practiced on that site.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like a round 1, no trophy sort of clinical approach. You're just using the smoke to bait out a bunch of stuns and nades. You're keeping track.
And you bait out the guy fire.
Actually jump on the bomb. And of course, when the smoke goes out on the B side of the map.
Whenever they threw the B, they baited out the guy fire. Kleenex waited until they did that so that he could shoot him in the back.
So systematic approach and a perfect first round from Ultra. They get a try off on defenses.
That was beautiful.
Surge, maybe aggressive towards A.
Oh, very aggressive already. Bodies being committed. You can see them flowing through the map. Here comes the first shot, but inside is equal to it, and that has slowed them down significantly.
I mean, I just slowed them down. That daggers them. And now Kleenex waiting for the kill. Yep, freebie number 2, and a 1 versus 4 this time for Abuza. And I mean, he's completely surrounded. This is Ultra not wasting any time on Karachi. This is 2 perfect rounds. They have not lost a gunfight. No one has died for Toronto.
And we spoke about the mental game before this. Surge have not had a good time. And even then, you got to say, Ultra looking super confident moving forward. They were hunting there in that last part, just swarming when they realized what the hit coming in was. And for Ultra, if they can get a 3rd here, they could really put the hurt on the Surge.
Now, I guess we get to see if Ultra want to go for the mind games or if they just want to play bully ball. I feel like if you haven't lost a single gunfight, no reason to sort of deviate from your strat, leave Kleenex, roam over towards A, play for maybe a cheeky first blood, or maybe just fly forward the middle of the map. He's 4-0. He can do whatever he wants. His teammates finally get first blooded, but he is currently making the play.
Already moving, already grooving. Dead silence, looking for it. Scrap will get back one on the board, making it a 3 versus 3. Surge did have that first blood, but Kleenex is now hunting, looking for anybody he could find as everything grinds to a halt here.
Oh, you got him. That was a little trickier there.
Oh, and the stun connects. You get the information. Kleenex doing everything in this round. Who gets to abandon ship through the smoke, but it doesn't matter. Kleenex has just won you the round, unless Illy. I mean, he is a player to watch in the clutch moments, but a 1 versus 3 with bomb down on B, near impossible.
Found one, found inside. Found the second as well. Is he going to wait this one out? This is an opportunity, and he finds it.
Scrappy.
The reach out coming through, and he finds the second, and now only Kleenex.
You know where he knows. He knows. Wait.
Well. The wrap, the kill, it's Kleenex holds it down for Ultra again. Illy had a dream, but that dream was not realized.
Yeah, nah, Kleenex is your nightmare for sure. A good read towards the end in positioning just for the heads up of maybe he had the perfect timing. By the way, that's good comms, I'd say, from Surge players. Illy did not see Scrap on top of the scaffolding, but like his teammates, I think, caught it in Spectator. And Illy, again, I mean, heads up, incredibly smart S&D player, knows to go for the first child as well because he's expecting the freebie second child on Scrap. So Illy does play that perfectly, but a 1 versus 3 is still a 1 versus 3, and Kleenex is that perfect 6-0. I mean, he is having a takeover map for sure.
Yes, it looks like maybe an aggressive push again here for Kleenex. Already that call has come through. He may have noticed the gap in the defense, and I think he has as well.
Oh, good God.
Oh, he jumps through, he's been caught. He can get taken down. Arsenal, just gets the timing on him. Envoy will bring that back to a 3 versus 3. Pressure now on. The main hitman has been taken out from Ultra. Surge have an opportunity.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
Damn. Checks it and everything, and Scrap just guns him down. I was going to say it could have been a freebie in some awkward timing, but it's just going to be Hook in a 1 versus 2. Literally the 4th opportunity in a row for a player on Surge to clutch. And I mean, there's great timing for a freebie kill. Unless Insight just moves a little bit too fast or the awareness on point. That is the 3rd kill we have seen from Ultra where you think a player might get shot in the back and they are just 2 heads up. That's a great replay of Scrap drinking the water because he is, I don't know, there's a metaphor in there somewhere, dishing out the H2O, 2 bullets, 2 bursts, I don't know.
There it is. That could have been a very different round. And again, you are right. Insight turned and checked behind him for Hugh, who got the read essentially. Surge, no luck so far in this S&D. We talked up their game in a big way, but it is not playing out. 4-0 to Toronto Ultra.
And talk about playing with confidence. I mean, Kleenex was top 3 on defense in the first 10 seconds.
He got bought back. Yeah, bro, I'm back.
In the first 13 seconds.
What's up, Big Sweat?
Talking about a team that's playing with confidence. There is no awareness that Kleenex is a
I know, bro. I got here and all of y'all left.
Maybe Illy actually right next to a guy on bomb.
We got COD timing.
It's blooded. Kleenex for the freebie, and this is, yeah, Surge, not the best SDC of the game. Maybe a top-notch squad, but Ultra right now taking them to task.
Kleenex is finding gaps there shouldn't be. And now for Surge, they have to get through. Inside will cut down Hugh, go down to a 1 versus 4. It's Arsenal's this time, but it's no good. Surge now down by 5 rounds in this S&D, and they have not got anything going for them.
No, not at all. I mean, again, we've had a fairly ridiculous number of 3-0s, like consistently so before the break. And obviously the one we had earlier today, I think Ultra might want that trend to continue. And especially on like the, you know, the confidence front, you might be geared up going into a series feeling great, long holiday like break, you put the effort in. You're taking a smoking like this. This is going to be tough for Surge to bounce back from. I mean, game's not over yet. But Abuza on a donut, Hook only a single kill. Every round from Ultra has been nearly perfect. Just looking for number 6.
Now Kleenex again, feeling confident, but that stun will slow him. There has been some information thrown about here. Caught. Goes for it, knows where Envoy's going to be. Inside will cut down 2 as well, and only Arseny's left. And the dominoes fall. It is not the first, it is not the last, it is every single one. Arseny's a 1v3 for the dream of just staying in this S&D, not to be Insight. And Ultra, what a bounce back.
It might be GG's after that, bro.
I mean, Bryce, there was not an ounce of respect shown towards Surge in that search and destroy. The first 2 rounds went by. Ultra was just perfect. Not a single player lost a gunfight. Not a single player took a death. Finally, a first blood comes through in like round number 3, just off of like the nade, but it doesn't matter because Kleenex, every single round was either flying through the middle map or jumping top 3rd. Again, no respect to their opponents, and I guess no reason to give them a perfect 6-0. They quite literally could do no wrong, and I think it might be the first S&D donut of the year. I might be incorrect, but Abuza, there's his hat in the ring.
Well, well, it's going to leave me, Chance, if I'm honest. It is not what we expected. It's not what the statistics told us. But that is the entire reason we were talking so much before this game about benchmarking. How are these teams stacking up? What is
about to go get a drink.
Over the break? What teams worked on? Well,
Ultra definitely has this control, though.
So much they made Surge look like amateurs.
I don't know, Evasion is kind of like whoever gets defense last, but I feel like Ultra will fry enough to get defense last, you feel me?
Enjoyed their holiday break.
They did. And speaking of break, we're going to do a quick one right now. Don't go anywhere.
I'm about to get a Stella after
here at the Call of Duty League right after this.
De la Doigt. Let's get her popped open. Man, the gunfights are so different this year. I feel like everybody's playing so like playing their life so heavy. There's not a lot of gunfights this year, honestly. You don't get to just like run around and slam. You get to like gotta bait and stuff. Bait and then play your life.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL. Don't miss out on all the action at the first Call of Duty League Major, hosted by the Boston Breach, this January 25th to the 28th at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway in Boston. Scan the QR code on the screen.
Man, I don't know if I'm gonna do these watch parties anymore, bro. If nobody's gonna come in here, man.
Strong with the Call of Duty League pack. Grab yourself the CDL operator, weapon blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We have had a game.
I mean, I like watching them. I really do. Like,
greatest aspect. Chance, you were telling me just during the break,
but like,
we had a first today.
If not that many people are gonna watch them with me, come on, bro. I might as well not stream it. I wish my connection, or I wish my upload was a lot better so I could do it like
a lot of players that drop
in ultra quality. But
it happens, you get smoked, but the donut and the breadstick a little bit more stand out. So Surge looking for the bounce back on invasion control. I do have bad news though. I don't know, Ultra, they are shooting. I mean, Envoy had a very poor series the last time he played. He's bounced back. He's looking just fine. That man is a world champion.
Yeah. And hopefully that little 4-minute break we took can revitalize Surge. Yeah, they are going to need it. Tron Ultra heading towards this point already. Straight into B on invasion. Pretty standard break for most teams. And you can see now Surge will be there to meet them.
I just like the no hezzy strat. Same thing we saw in like Search and Destroy. They are just flying straight at them, already a body on point, nearly that first segment captured, and just guns up, ready to go. Kleenex in the powered position, and they don't mind the slow capture when they're getting every single kill. And again for Envoy, there's the bounce back. Nice little 4-0 start in Surge. They can't breathe.
Somebody save them. Somebody help them. Somebody do something. Surge are just being taken apart. B is on. A is now being attacked. Envoy is in the way. Finds you as well. Goes for the tower. It's going to be cut down by a booster. There leaves one player left.
Missed his shots right there.
And will they run against him? Illy does not get caught sprinting that time.
Strap said one shot.
A ray of hope here for Surge.
Yeah, Surge actually make big plays on both sides of the map too. So we saw what was going down at the A zone, but you also had RCD's clutch up over towards B. So that zone not yet captured. Admittedly, if Envoy is shooting like that, yeah, that is going to fall. 2 minutes now on the game clock. A7 make it 8 life lead, and Ultra, again, absolutely no wasted time. You do have sort of the setup right now for Surge. You get Illy pushed out over towards the bridge side of the map, but if you like lose the fights on the back line, he's just going to be out of position. So Surge, they need to start winning some.
Dude, this is a great setup for them, though. They are deep, they are buried, they are burning time is what they're doing. They just need some good trades to push them back into it, but Kliix is fighting all the way out here, and he finds it eventually, but this is what it is good for. Surge are making Ultra dig them out of their holes.
Doing a great job digging, though, right? Like 2 players wrapping back to deal with the guy on bridge, so very efficient, very coordinated. Still, though, getting picked apart just a little bit. And it looks like Insight with that gunfight win, only trying to keep things mixy, but a clean shot for Surge. You stabilize yourself on defense. Now, the lives are still going to be a concern, but they got a nice map spread. They can absolutely take their time, and they're winning big ones now. It's like Surge might have bought themselves some momentum.
Yeah, this is map control in its finest. They are now able to push back the Purple Tide, hold them back into base, get those kills that they have just bled throughout this control, and now make them work for it themselves. 2 go down here, but the benefit being they've pushed them so far back, they will get to respawn and have another go at it.
And right back to the setup as well. This time, Booz will be the guy out towards bridge. One guy playing the anchor spot back towards DB, and a little bit of roaming action towards the middle of the map. Hookah rarity to see him with the MCW, but has it in hand. And I mean, right now, everybody on point. A Booz on the 5 spree, absolutely looking to get that cruise missile. And for how this round started, Surge have done a phenomenal job of stabilizing and getting control. Just have to clutch up in these final 20 seconds. They'll be good to go.
Yeah, the recovery is wild. Second there, I thought it was going to all be over, but they made sure to play the fundamentally correct control. They dug in, they did not let it phase them, they played the positions correctly and took map control away. And Toronto Ultra, for all the bluster and all the bombasticness they were in that first blitz onto this, it has not paid out for them, and Surge will take that first round.
Yeah, and I think maybe even Ultra showing off a potential different look of, like, you know, defensive rounds are going to be king on Invasion. Not the most devastating map for control we've ever seen, but certainly you prefer to be on defense for the round 5. Ultra might have shown a decent look of how to win some of these offensive rounds of putting the pressure on both of the zones just to force sort of that, like, split defense action or force Surge to make a decision. Do we chalk up 1 point? And Surge actually get a little bit bold. They try to defend both and do so successfully, and as soon as they sort of get that clearance, they never looked back.
Let's see. For Surge now, the fairy tale story is getting this attacking round, but it is going to be difficult. For every bit that they played that correctly, Ultra will be looking to do the same already. They're putting the squeeze on the beat. Boozer's going to play it through. There is a player now going to be on that flank here as well, and it could be devastating. And Boozer and Insight about to go at it. Insight gets that kill as well. Ultra not letting anything go.
Oh, no, I mean, I thought Abuza saw the guy, like, around the tank. He just let a player run straight through, like, the dark alley and get a freebie kill.
Pulled out an AR?
Unfortunate vision, or maybe just some weird comms coming through, but either way, Ultra on defense. A single segment has been captured, and they are certainly applying the pressure. Players pushed up towards dark alley, going on flank. Surge have so many directions to look, and I mean, Illy's able to pick up 1, but he is waiting for the reinforcements because Insight was picking up that cut. Surge are very far away from this zone.
Illy getting another one. That's very, very important for them. Surge, this is slow but steady. Trying to get numbers in position for an overwhelming force onto it so they don't get taken out again. All 4 of these players now in a compressed puck are towards B. They win that first gunfight, and Ultra may not push this too hard.
Surge had to work to get that clearance on the B zone and still having to work. Yeah, more flanks coming through. Envoy maybe even dancing with the idea in a big gunny by scrap that opens up the zone. And again, Ultra applying the pressure. Couple key 1v1s coming through. And
oh, this is going to be an Ultra round right here. For sure.
Dark alley push. Scrap on this Eddie, potentially 2. This might be a devastating round on defense without those segments coming through. Ultra very clean right now.
They are there. ARs are set up completely. They are just cutting them down before they can even look at this point. And there's nowhere to go for them. They've got the flank as well. Envoy is pushed forward. Scrap still sitting on headies. And there is nowhere to go. 1 tick is all that Surge will get.
And that's like going to be a massive advantage long term, right? The defense gets decided by who has like the better objective play, who captures more segments on the offensive rounds. I mean, Ultra up right now. I think they got 5 segments in the first round, at the very least 4. And to shut a team down that badly on defense, Surge, they're either going to have to clutch up on offense or need to respond with a dominant defensive win of their own.
Well, let's see. For Ultra, if they can even just have a round like they did last time, could be all they need. But they were feeling themselves on that break. Will they do the same thing here? Massive overextension, massive push, and aggression against Surge. It's a very similar break, but this time, it might be different from Surge. I don't think they'll commit the same players for it. Ultra will get straight onto this point.
You think Envoy is going to waste any time here going on the flank? Actually, no. Actually, just gets spotted out from players over towards A. So Envoy is certainly going to be a nuisance, but they at least have the information on where he is. I think Envoy is expecting Surge to be a little bit faster than they are. Finally, the kill falls into his lap, but Envoy was ready for that 5 seconds in advance.
And just being an issue for Surge, they had to get him out of there. They knew it as well. It caused them to get away from it, but they have managed to get that player off. That second tick did not come through. Ultra being a bit careful before they commit to this one again. Looking for the numbers. Clinics goes and finds you, does get that kill, stays alive as well. And with that second tick into B, they're looking to see if they can push. Yeah, there's power spawn, and it's wobbly, but it's good enough.
Yeah, you can just see how much like Kleenex and Ultra value that power position as well. They're happy just to leave one player on the zone to get the capture and have everybody else make sure you keep things under control. So power positions on point. You, by the way, have Envoy completely behind enemy lines.
How did he get there?
He is alive. He is a massive thorn in Surge's side, so he's not overchallenging any of these gunfights. He's doing the dance, going for the finesse play. And unfortunately for him, just gets caught on the retreat back to the A zone. So Surge, again on defense, keeping things stable, admittedly, not easy.
Yeah, for Surge, it's time to break out the playbook, do the exact same thing you did last time. Be awkward, find the trade, push up, take map control, and it looks like they're doing it again here. Will Envoy be that X factor? Can he find a breakthrough? That's all he's been doing, is looking for these plays in the backfield.
Well, he is behind him. No one on Surge has turned around, so the opportunity's still there. Unfortunate for him, though, his teammates lose the first gunfight, couple trades coming through, but it's not enough pressure for Ultra just to have Envoy force out the spawn trap. He's going to have to make a big play himself. Can't get it done. Illy eventually sniffs it out. Like, hey, guys, we haven't seen Envoy in 20 seconds. Okay, he's behind us. Massive